MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
At first glance, most battery electric BMWs are hard to distinguish from their internal combustion counterparts. However, when it comes to their iX utility vehicle, well, clearly it is quite a unique animal, especially when it comes to this 610 horsepower M60. And now we get a chance to see if we can tame it. High-performance SUVs are nothing new to BMW, so when their all-electric iX utility debuted for 2022, it didn't take long for them to inject a little M performance into it. And while we did get some early seat time in the iX M60, this 2024 version is the first time we've been able to give it a complete test. A refresher on the details, the M60 uses a dual motor arrangement, the front motor putting out 255 horsepower, the rear motor almost twice as much. Combined, they whip up 610 horsepower and 811 pound-feet of torque, which we couldn't wait to exploit at our test track. Both sport mode and launch control need to be engaged to get max acceleration. Fortunately, both are easy to do, and we call 3.5 seconds to 60 max indeed. That's almost a full second quicker than we got in the standard xDrive 50. Heaps of instant power off the line, delivered time after time with some interesting sounds and shakes in the cabin to heighten the experience. BMW's electric motors are built in-house and are unique from most as they use electric pulses to trigger the rotors instead of magnets. This comes into play most obviously in the rear motor, where its immediate power delivery somehow seems even more immediate than most. Absolutely zero drop-off in power throughout the quarter mile, with our best time an 11.7 at 119 miles per hour. While handling is BMW's forte regardless of powertrain or vehicle segment, we could feel a little more weight transfer here in the M60 compared to the xDrive 50. That's despite the four-quarter air suspension with automatic level control getting some M-spec tuning. We really had to keep input smooth to avoid a full shutdown from the stability system. There was also noticeable lag time between when we initiated turn-ins and when those commands were actually carried out. All of this made more difficult by the iX's goofy-shaped steering wheel and front seats that feel more like recliners than sports seats. Brakes felt mostly the same as in the xDrive 50. Very little nosedive, good feedback, and consistent drama-free stops from 60 in just 102 feet. So while it's still a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to driving on the track, on the street it feels incredibly fast, bordering on outrageously quick. Meaning you better be prepared for the fury that's about to be unleashed if you go full in on the accelerator. And even with all of the performance and using the same 111.5 kilowatt-hour battery, the M60 still delivers great range of 296 miles, just 11 fewer than the xDrive 50. Max charging rate of 250 kilowatt will get you to 80% in 35 minutes. Whether it's that steering wheel, the minimal dash with the sweeping digital cockpit display, the center console's wood and glass controls, heating elements in the armrest, gesture control, or the panoramic Sky Lounge LED sunroof that frosts over at the touch of a button, it's all kind of a far-out experience in the cabin. But also a very roomy one with almost an open floor plan up front and lots of space and features for rear seat passengers. Capacity in the cargo area is 35.5 cubic feet. Folding seat backs can expand the space to 77.9 cubic feet. Similar in size to the X5, the iX is built on a unique space frame architecture made up of a combination of carbon fiber, high-strength steel, and aluminum, an evolution of what they started back in 2014 with the i3, their first EV. Unique elements for the M60 include blue brake calipers, adaptive LED laser light headlights, and 21-inch wheels, which can be upgraded to these 22-inch M two-tone alloys. It's not the most beautiful BMW we've seen lately, but it sure is unique, and everyone will know it's not your typical BMW. Using 42 kilowatt-hour of energy per 100 miles, the M60 earns a fair efficiency rating. Considering base pricing for the xDrive 50 starts at $88,095, the step up to the M60 is a significant one at $112,495. Admittedly, we weren't completely enamored with the original iX. Great EV, it was just a little too much off-brand for us. It still has its quirks, but after injecting a whole lot more BMW into this 2024 BMW iX M60, now that seems much more like it.
The MotorWeek app, which includes our latest reviews and feature stories, is now available for mobile devices.